What's good, good people? All right, so before we get started, let me break myself down as well as my project into a business plan as a fun little icebreaker. Those who don't know, a business plan is just basically a method of operations in which you handle business. Since my early invention years as a junior in college, I've always leaned on SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis, for those who don't know, is just basically an acronym that stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Let's begin with my strengths. Why I'm built different? I'm out here turning NFTs into plot twists. Literally. I've created a system where fans can change movie and comic storylines with blockchain technology. I run my own label, my own film festival, and my own ideas. I've always been a person that has been comfortable marching by the beat of my own drum. Why not build your own lane? My mind has always seen life's problems as soft problems. Outside of some of those health related issues that we have no ability to control or change. Moving on to my weakness, my kryptonite, and I'll be the first to admit this, but I have problems explaining my work to people who still think NFTs are just some silly looking creature with snot bubbles coming from a picture, and it's been quite challenging. Also, I'm juggling patents, comics, and tech all at once.
Chip off the early block. Blockchain, that is.
Moving on to my opportunities. What's next? The world is catching up to what I've already built. Web3 is growing, AI is evolving, and big studios might just want to license my system. So basically, I'm ahead of the curve, and it's only a matter of time before this becomes the new way to tell stories.
From dominating the land, sea, and air, we now aim to rule the realm of information.
Or showcase movies. And finally, my threats. The plot twist I didn't write. If you see a major studio suddenly launch a fan interactive story featuring NFTs without calling me first, please hit me up. Also, not to mention, regulations are wild, but I'm navigating it like a pro, and like Bruce Lee says,
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Now that you know a little bit about my project, here's the real question. If you can change the storyline of any movie, which one would it be, and what would you change? Now let's get started with this presentation. Ever since 2019, I've been grinding 40 hours a week, every week, mastering the intersections of AI, film, literature, and blockchain technology. That's over 10,000 hours invested in building the future of storytelling. While most was just hearing about NFTs, I was creating a patented system to let fans change the plot in real time. While AI was just a buzzword, I was testing how it could shape narratives. Some call it work.
Graphics were very, very cute. I really like this idea of a super meta future, and the characters were really charming and cunning.
I really like what you have going.
I loved it. I thought it was really engaging. I couldn't stop watching it, and I loved them.
I call it architecturing at the next level. There's something that's called the 10,000 hour rule. This comes from Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Outliers, where he suggests that to become world class at something, you need to put in 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. One of my biggest discoveries while creating this invention was realizing that our dreams follow an invisible script. One we subconsciously create to fulfill sensations we find meaningful. We experience a mental discomfort, almost like a creative tedium. Studying Fernando Pessoa's The Book of the Squad really helped me see this in
We all
action.
desire a more perfect life, complete happiness, the fulfillment of our dreams, and it's human to want what we need. And it's human to desire what we don't need, but find desirable. Sickness occurs when we desire what we need and what's desirable with equal intensity. Suffering or lack of perfection, as if we were suffering for lack of bread. The romantic malady is to want the moon, as if it could actually be obtained.
He showed how the subconscious can write mental scripts at will, filling gaps where experiences or emotions are missing. What if I can design a system that allows people to interact with and shape stories the same way?
Where were you on the 15th? I was with you, Matlock. That's very funny, Hetty Murphy.
That's how I came up with the digital plot twist consensus, or the Just Influence. It's a way to replicate Pessoa's concept of heteronyms, but in a functional digital form for movies, literature, and art. It's a bridge between the stories we tell ourselves and the stories we consume, making them more dynamic and personal. Which brings me to my final note, and this is just pitch to my invention, the Just Influence. It's the future of fandom. It's your story and your influence. Imagine a fandom hub where you don't just watch a movie or read a comic, you help shape its story. That's exactly what my beta marketplace will offer. How it works? Fans can interact with the storyline, making real decisions that influence the directions of a film or a comic book. Instead of just being collectibles, these NFTs act as smart contracts, meaning your choices could directly impact the next installment of this project. What's in it for participants? Well, you get a chance to earn rewards and win big. Participants will get a chance to unlock tier-based rewards and automatically get entered into a raffle that's worth over $2,000 and growing. I will put out more information as I get closer and closer to the launching date. Expect this project to release summer of 2025. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you have a great day. And I look forward to the comments. Please like and subscribe.